everybody. Etta and I are here today to talk to you all about skirts. Skirts 101, 201, 301, it doesn't matter. It's just about different kind of skirts that you can make. Not only for yourself, but the little ones, your family, friends, whatever the case may be. So
dress them all.
Right, dress them all. So if you haven't made any skirts, this is a great project for beginners. I mean, experts, yes, but also beginners. You can make skirts pretty darn quickly.
Oh,
you can find patterns anywhere. You can find them on the internet. You can find them at your local quilt store. A lot of them carry garment patterns now. And you're going to find some great knits. You can also make skirts out of cotton, cotton fabrics. So you want to make sure that when you choose a pattern, that you look at the notions and the type of fabric that are listed on the back of that pattern, what kind to get.
Right.
Right? You don't,
Absolutely.
yeah. So we don't want to use what?
Well, we don't want to use a woven when we're doing a knit skirt because it doesn't have the stretch.
Right.
You can do a woven, but you have to be aware of what
Right.
you're making it in.
Right. So this is a knit. It stretches. It's going to stretch around my hips, around my waist, and it's going to be very comfortable. Right. And well, let's look at these two. This is a simple maxi skirt that has an elastic waistband. Okay, 2-inch elastic waistband. This one here, what is this kind?
This is a yoga skirt. We
Very
have
cool.
Same skirt.
Yoga
different
band.
Yoga band.
Okay. So there's no elastic in it.
No elastic.
Okay.
It's just that full down top, kind of like your yoga pants that you buy.
Oh, there you go.
That we love.
There you go.
You can scrunch it, or you can just fold it nice and down, nicely down.
Very cool. And
Or-
it's snug against you, but it's not like,
Yeah, it's not-
restricting.
Very restricting.
Very cool. Okay. Well, we have a whole bunch of skirts back here. Let's pull them out and take a look and see what we got.
All
So we
right.
have these two here. This one here. Oh, look how cool this fabric is.
This is dressy. Look how dressy that is.
And look, this is a knit. Do you believe this? Look how much this stretches. This way and this way. This is considered a 4-way stretch knit, okay? Don't be afraid to work with knits. They are so easy. You use a stretch needle in your sewing machine and in your serger, and you will be able to go through this stuff like butter.
Butter.
So this is a texture, okay? It feels like a 3-dimensional
Fabric.
feel to it, but it went through the serger beautifully. If you are doing a knit on a serger, you can use a 4-thread overlock. That stitch is going to stretch with your knit. If you're using it on a sewing machine, you want that, what did you call it?
Well, there's a lightning bolt stitch.
Okay.
The 3-stitch zigzag.
3 stitches, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. And that will also help your knit stretch. If you don't use a stitch that helps stretch your fabric, it's going to pop right away. That straight stitch on your machine, even if you lengthen it, you put this on one time, it's going to pop, and you're going to have a hole in your skirt, okay? So you can certainly use a sewing machine or a serger on this. Now, the other thing we're going to talk about and show you with these are the different types of hems that you can do on a serger. So this one is...
It's a lettuce.
This is a lettuce edge. So the cool part is you pull this a little bit. It's a rolled hem on a serger. And after it goes through the serger, you roll it a little bit. And this is what's called the lettuce edge. This little wiggly line, just like lettuce leaves. So you can also do a rolled hem that's flatter.
Right.
Or you can do a 3-thread overlock stitch, and that's flat. A rolled edge actually rolls that fabric to the back and encases it, that thread encases it. It's a beautiful finish on any skirt whatsoever. And you can do that on a woven or a knit.
Yes.
You can do it on either one. And we actually did it here on Etta's skirt. What are we calling this, the Picasso skirt?
The Picasso.
I love the fabric on this one. But look how pretty that lettuce edge is. And this was just done
Regular
with
thread.
regular serger thread, right? No woolly nylon or
No woolly
anything.
nylon, no nothing.
Right,
Just
but-
regular.
So if you wanted a thicker, we would use a woolly
Woolly.
nylon in the upper looper section. So this was done with 3 spools of serger thread. If you want it thicker, the right needle and the lower looper have the serger thread, and the woolly nylon is in the upper looper. Okay? Super cute. Super cute.
Super cute.
And even the elastic is put on with a 4-thread overlock.
Yeah,
which is
super
awesome.
easy to do.
This one too. Now this one, we can move these out of the way.
Okay.
This one here is an elastic waistband put on with a 4-thread overlock, but this is not, is this a knit? This is
No,
not a knit.
this
This is a woven.
woven.
So this has to fit around your body, and you need to be able to sit down when you have it. Ooh,
Kick
look
pleat.
at that. You have a little kick pleat.
Kick plate.
Now, they did do it looks like this is done.
Serged.
The raw edge was serged, and then it was done with a wobble stitch, which is that lightning bolt stitch. So you have a little kick, but this was actually a piece of fabric, right? Because this was not
Yeah.
added to it.
No. there
How
was
cool. And then all they
way it
did
was
was
printed.
turn up the hem. So on a hem on a sewing machine, 1/4 of an inch,
a- Yep,
1/2 inch,
yep.
pin it all the way around, or press it really good, pin it, and then you can just go over it with a straight stitch, because
Right,
this
and
is
nobody's ever going to see that.
True, true. And yeah, purposely do it in like black on black so nobody sees it.
Yep.
This is gorgeous.
Isn't it sweet?
Super lightweight.
Black, white T-shirt,
Mhm.
hot pink.
Even a hot pink, yep.
Dressy.
Sandals, sneakers, wedges,
You got it.
barefoot, be comfortable.
Absolutely.
This one here, okay, you got to talk to me a little bit about this one because you know more about this one than I do.
This was our A-line skirt that we just did, and it's the same pattern that we were showing you. The only difference with this is a reversible fabric, so we can have 2 skirts out of this fabric, so I can wear it either
Cool.
way. We did a flat felt seams on the sides where we don't have those seams showing.
So is this done on the serger?
Yes, still
Okay.
done on the serger.
So a flat lock.
Flat lock.
Oh my gosh, so we have a flat lock here. You could barely see that.
Super, super simple
Very
to do.
cool.
And then you should do the same thing on the elastic up here, just flat felt it, because we want to be able to wear it either way.
Either way, cool. And it's reversible.
And it's
a
reversible.
stretch.
It's a stretch. It's a little heavier knit, so this makes more of a wintry
Okay.
skirt, but
Okay.
it's still a beautiful knit. You could still wear it in the summer if you want. It's just going to be a little warmer than some of the thin knits.
Right. And this is a 2-way stretch, so this has no stretch this
Right.
way, but this way
Lots of
it has
stretch the
lots
other
of
way.
stretch. So,
And that's kind of nice when
Very
you're wearing
cool.
those maxis, because you don't want them stretching out.
true, true. Very cool.
So then we took the same thing and made the skirt, short skirt. And we used the selvage edge, because it was such a pretty selvage edge, as the hem.
Wow.
And we did a turnover elastic for we could still wear it both directions.
Okay, so turnover elastic
Yep.
is elastic that's the same on both sides, and you literally
Fold
folded
it
it
in the
over,
middle. Yep.
and then it just wraps on one side of the fabric to the other, and it has a great stretch to
Yes.
it. And then this is the selvage here.
That was the selvage. Doesn't it look like we put ribbon on
Oh
there?
my gosh, and then you just frayed it.
No, it was
Oh,
that
you
way
did-
to
it
begin
was
with. We
that way.
didn't do anything.
Oh my gosh, that's
How
so
simple
cool.
is that? Didn't
Very
even have
cool.
to hem it.
So this is also reversible,
Still reversible, so you've got 2 skirts.
and the same with the flat lock
Yep.
stitch. Oh, how cool. So, same fabric, 2 different style of skirts, 2 different hems, 2 different elastics. So you can play and get creative with what you got. Okay, this one here is, let's see,
It's a
this
cotton.
one, this is a cotton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so nice print. The bottom of it is just a single straight stitch.
Yep.
Okay, hemmed up. The seams were actually done with a 4-thread, it looks like a 4-thread,
Overlap.
4-thread overlock, and it actually even has a lining
She
in
put a
it.
lining in this because it was a thin material and she didn't want to have to wear a skirt slip.
There you go. Well, how cool, so the lining, wrong side of lining to wrong side of fabric, so that if it does like flip or whatever, you see a nice finished edge right here on the inside of the lining. Very
Okay.
cool.
Now, she did put a zipper in it. She put an invisible zipper in it. So,
Okay.
you know,
Well,
it
let's
does
flip
not
this
have
off real quick.
elastic on it, though. So,
Because, well, and so you're gonna fit this to your waist,
right.
right?
But that zipper is invisible. Still super simple.
Gotcha. And even the lining is just cut out for where the zipper is.
Absolutely.
Very nice. And there's so many tutorials out
Oh,
there.
and so many colors in this one. Can you imagine wearing that? You could wear
Oh,
white,
yeah.
green, pink, coral,
Very cool.
lavender.
Yeah, I mean, but it's light.
Yes.
It's still light and very drapey, which is nice to have a skirt
The
that you can just
drapes.
put. And I would think, one of the cool things about knits is that if you travel, knits, they can bunch up a lot in your suitcase. But when you just hang them
Okay.
up a little bit, you can almost hand press them.
Press 'em,
And
absolutely.
the folds or whatever will kind of come out, or hang them in the bathroom
Or a little
with the
steam.
shower, a little bit of steam, it'll come right out. Now, the cotton ones, you may want to be a little bit more careful. I actually roll
Roll?
my
When you pack
skirts out
those?
if I'm going to do like a cotton, because I think it's just a little bit nicer. It doesn't
Oh,
have
did
so
you feel
much.
this?
Is this a rayon batik?
I think it is.
I think it is. So a batik fabric is a fabric that's the same on both sides. A rayon batik is actually the same, but it's a rayon, and it's super, super drapey, super, super light. They make chenille scarves out of this material. So this one, let's talk about the hem first. They did a cover hem. Okay, so a cover hem is done on a serger that it doesn't cut fabric. It's basically what you see in most ready-to-wear clothes. Okay, but
Little elastic waist.
this one, now we don't see the elastic at all.
No.
Okay,
It's encased.
but so it's encased. So this was probably what, maybe 3/4 to an inch
Oh, yeah.
fabric. You actually form that casing. You can insert that elastic in,
Mhm.
and then just sew up the bottom of it.
Isn't that cute?
Very cool.
And how drapey is that?
Yes, and it just like swings with you,
Yes.
you
Little
know.
swing skirt.
And and like again, the hem can be done on the serger or the sewing machine.
Yeah.
Very cool. And this
Very.
actually does this have a pleat? Oh, this is the seam.
Two seams.
It's two
It's
pieces.
almost like an A-frame.
Okay, yeah, very cool.
Just a little.
Super
wider.
lightweight. I could see all the younger girls wearing these,
Oh,
but even us older gals.
I like this.
There you go.
I like this. I like this a
So
lot.
let's check out this one. So this is also a knit.
So each one of these is like a panel.
Okay. And this is a 3-thread, this is an overlock.
This is all done
And
on the serger.
This is all done
Oh,
on the
isn't that cool?
serger. Pretty, pretty.
And this is using your finished edge as
So,
decorative.
right, so your seams, so we're gonna flip this wrong side out real quick.
This is so cool.
This is actually, you don't see any seams, right? This is the inside of the skirt.
That's
So
sweet.
you can reverse your stitches
Right.
and put your pretty fabric on the outside.
So they're using their stitches as the decorative.
And even on the outside of the band. This is an encased band, same thing, elastic. Okay,
That's a sweet little skirt.
that is very
And that's
cute.
knit. That
I
is
could
a
see that
knit.
even on like young teenagers, even girls 9 or 10 years
Oh,
old, it
yes.
would be super simple.
Super simple.
And if you have kids that are just starting, or anybody that's just starting, skirts are a good way to start. Now, I love the name of this. This is Joe's 10-minute serger skirt. So Joe is a great lady that we work with, and this is her maxi skirt. I would say this is almost a midi.
Well, she's a little taller than I am, so.
She is, oh yeah, but I feel maybe a midi for her. But look how gorgeous this fabric is. You're gonna find different weights of knits, okay? Not only the stretch, but you're also gonna find different weights. And you do want to wash your knits when you come home, put them in the washer and dryer. I usually don't put a bounce sheet or anything in them. When they come out of when I put them in the dryer, I just leave them, come out of the dryer. I'll usually fold them back how they were when I purchased the fabric, like on that
Okay.
fold. So I'll put selvage to selvage and just fold it up. And I try and do that as soon as it comes out of the dryer. And then you can kind of just pat it dry, or just kind of pat it flat, I should say. Because when you lay out your pattern pieces, you want to make sure there's no like bubbles like this. You want to make sure everything is nice and flat. And you don't want to pull your fabric while you're doing anything to it.
No.
Whether you be sewing or serging, you keep your seams, nice and even, no pulling when you
Let the machine do the work.
let the machine do the work. Except if you're doing that lettuce edge, you can pull that a little bit. But even then, you really don't need to do that. Let that serger and the differential feed on the serger help you out with that. All right, so one of the last ones we're going to do, let's do this one first. So this is similar to the other one we had. Elastic waistband.
We like elastic.
We do like elastic. It's got a nice little rolled edge on the bottom, okay? But this is cool, this fabric. It's almost like a two-sided or two,
almost like
like a layered
So like a
knit.
double, what they call almost like a double knit.
Maybe, yeah.
But look how wide. This is a circle
Oh,
skirt,
that's right, it is a
not?
circle skirt, yep.
So this would form a perfect circle if we laid it completely out.
And there are patterns for circle skirts, as we call the black hole, is Pinterest, which we all love to be on, but it will give you directions. It's a free pattern almost everywhere on Pinterest.
Oh, yeah, for a circle skirt, absolutely.
Right, so know your waist measurement, know the length that you want it to be. It'll tell you how to cut it out, because it's almost like you're cutting it out almost like this, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
The way you fold it, and then when you cut it out, and then it's only, there's no seam.
Well, was there no seam at all?
There's no seam.
Yeah.
No seam at all in a circle skirt. So how crazy is
And
that?
if your little girl likes to twirl, she will twirl in this one.
Yes. And us big girls like to twirl in these skirts too.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, so this is a great skirt. Again, use a serger's or a sewing machine, and you can just whip these out so fast. And our last one we're going to do, now Etta taught this to a bunch of little girls. It's on a kids sew program. And what she did, I'm going to have you explain what you did, because this is just super adorable.
Well, when we were repurposing clothing, sometimes your little girls outgrow their blue jeans, but they don't outgrow them in the waist. And they still fit around the waist, but they've outgrown the length. So what we did was cut off the blue jeans, restitched a few places, and then added a little skirt to it, which is just, this was a striped material, and it's so beautiful in color. So, and they still have their pockets, so they can still use their pockets, and just hemmed it. That was it.
So did they hem it first, or did they hem it after?
It's probably best to hem it after, but you could hem it first if you wanted to.
Okay.
Because, you know, sometimes we have a little bit more body that we don't want hanging out, so sometimes you have to have that little length in the back a little bit longer.
Okay.
So, and this was just a little add-on that we had left over. We serged the edges and just rolled it up, and it became a little flower.
Okay, and you just put a button in the center then?
Just button in the center.
Okay.
But it's a great way to have girls repurpose something and just be able to
Extend
use
the
the
life,
life of
extend the
something.
life of a skirt, yeah. And there's so many things that you can do, whether it be with a sewing machine or serger, that you can create these ruffles. Did they use the serger to create these?
Yes, we did. We used our serger to create the ruffles because it made it much, much easier and faster for the girls to sew it together. So
Okay,
we did
so
use the
you had
serger.
a strip of fabric, you created the ruffle.
Yep.
And then inside here, they used a sewing machine
And just attached.
and just attached it.
And you know what? If you get on the Pinterest, the black hole again, you will see these.
But we love the black
made-
hole, don't get us wrong, we like the black hole.
You will see these made in so many different ways. They have like 3 little ruffles sometimes. This is only one. You know, they use the blue jean legs just to close up the whole skirt, and it's all blue
Okay.
jeans. So, you know,
Gotcha.
whatever you want to do makes
Very
it nice
cool.
and easy.
So what if it's a little bit older girl that doesn't maybe want the ruffles?
Well, we did. We cut it off a little bit longer, more like knee length.
Okay,
And then we took those pant legs and smoothed them back out, and then you closed in the V shapes.
okay, so when it comes through here, because the pant legs are gonna be here, you close that up with a piece of fabric
Fabric.
from the jeans itself. Okay, so then it's a full blue
A
jean
skirt.
skirt for them.
Absolutely.
Very cool, very
Actually, I
cool.
made one out of cargo pants, and it turned out so cool.
Oh, there you go. So adults can do the same thing.
Yes.
So we all do like to repurpose things if we can, and it's really the biggest trend right now to go
Absolutely.
to, what did we call it? The G
The
boutique?
GW
The
boutique.
GW boutique, okay? And there's some really cool things that you can get and repurpose and kind of save some of that fabric in landfills. So
Absolutely.
these are just some ideas to work on some different skirts. Check out the free patterns online. Check out your local quilt shop and your local places for different fabrics. Feel them, touch them. If you make one skirt in one knit and purchase a knit for another, or maybe that same pattern,
Oh,
be
it could be
careful.
different.
It could be different. So
be
check
different.
that stretch, if it's a two-way or a four-way, how much of a stretch is there, and practice. You know, check those stitches out with the knit you're working with
Can, absolutely.
before you do work with your good stuff that you have, okay? So enjoy all these skirts. There's so many that you can make, so many varieties. It
Have some
really
fun
is.
with it.
Yeah, have some fun, and you know, you can make them for so many different occasions. You can dress them up, dress them down.
Oh,
Can't beat them.
absolutely.
Can't beat them. So we'll be wearing skirts all summer long,
Fun.
right?
Absolutely,
Thanks, Heather.
thanks.
Take it easy. We'll see
Bye.
you guys soon.